Alrighty, what is going on everybody? Of course, my name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to, of course, another episode of Blitzvillage. I do want to right off the bat apologize that the episode didn't go live last night. I do apologize about that. I was just super duper swamped with family stuff and was only back at home quite late, so therefore I woke up quite early today on Monday to get the episode recorded for you guys, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. In fact, it's 6 in the morning right now, so if I'm a little frazzled, I apologize about that. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin by featuring you lovely folks with your lovely submissions. So again, don't forget, if you want to be featured on an upcoming episode of Blitzvillage, please don't forget to send in your submissions over on twitter.com/Blitzwinger. Tweet them at me, and I will favorite your tweet, indicating you've been entered into the draw. So, for this week, we have David. Sorry, that was last week's. Oh no, this is this week. Sorry, I apologize. I thought I made a mistake. David Doggy David, who sent in Blitzbot in 2 different versions, and that is an absolutely spectacularly done showcase. It looks absolutely nicely done. I love how you spelled out Blitzwinger, and then you also have 2 different versions of the Blitzbot itself, which is really, really neat. So thank you so very much for that. Next up, we have Steve. That was just the name of the person, no last name or any other nickname, so it was just Steve. So I hope you recognize your drawing, Steve. And this comes to us from, of course, Steve, as I mentioned before. Why did I say Steve about a gajillion times at this point? I'm sorry, guys. That's what happens when I wake up this early. But he sends in a cool statue. And this statue looks quite interesting. I'm sure that I should know what character that is, but I unfortunately am unable to actually identify it. I'm actually thinking maybe that's just his skin in the game. Like, that's the way that his character looks, so I'm guessing maybe that might be it. But if I'm incorrect, I apologize if I don't recognize what character that is. And then last but certainly not least, we have Davidson Celius, who sends in an Avengers Tower, or their own personal version of the Avengers Tower, and that thing looks absolutely spectacular. Nicely done, my friend. Maybe next time you could get a little bit closer so we could see how the thing looks up close. So with that in mind, guys, let's begin, because we need to build our Avengers Tower. Of course, last time we built the training room. We have lots and lots of layers already positioned and ready to rock, but we are not done yet. There's still plenty of handiwork to complete. You will notice that what I did do for today is I've already layered the floor, because I knew that it's going to take a little while, I should say, for us to build out everything. So I was like, you know what? I should go ahead and just layer out the floor already. So I just wanted to go ahead and get that done. I hope you guys understand as to why. All right. So as I mentioned before, if you recall, the idea for today, or for this entire layer, is to make a pool. But the problem with making a pool, if you recall, most of our layers, like if I jump down here, is only 3 high. So I don't think that that's enough room. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this next floor double the regular height that we've dealt with so far, which I think is going to allow us to work within that layer in a much better and more comprehensive manner. So what we will do is essentially, instead of making our build just 3 blocks high, it's going to be 6 blocks high. Whoops. I still want to keep maintain and keep the same shape. So obviously that means continuing the 2 layers of glass, 2 layers of chiseled marble, and kind of continuing to invert those 2 each way as we go along. So that means that, of course, we're going to just layer this out as well. Whoops. How did I mess that up? There we go. That's much better. I think I missed one. Nope, I didn't. Okay, I thought I missed one. Luckily, we did not. So this should look really, really nice. By the way, I wanted to also thank you guys for, of course, as always, you guys keep blowing my mind with your amazing, amazing ideas. You guys always keep just sharing more and more and more and more lovely stuff with me in terms of like, hey, Blitzwinger, this would be a really great idea for the Avengers Tower. Keep it coming, guys, because there were some really, really cool submissions. Like, again, a lot of you guys pointed out that you would like to see a medical bay, a separate one. And then a lot of people were pointing out that, hey, you should just build this thing up as much as possible and just like not care how tall it is, but more so focus on just getting all the ideas that you want into it, which I thought, to be fair, was a pretty neat idea, and that's something that I'm definitely going to be considering. I don't want to go too crazy and make it like 25 floors, because I think that's just going to be absolutely crazy, and it's just gonna look very peculiar and weird. So I don't think we're gonna go like completely crazy, but I think there's a very good chance that this thing ends up being like 12 to maybe even 15 floors high, considering my new approach to this whole build. All right, so looks like we've almost got this entire side fully completed. There we go. Look at that. We're making good progress already. All right. So my idea for the pool is to make one large pool in the back of this floor and then make 2 tiny little hot tubs on the sides of the building. So it'll be like one hot tub here, one hot tub there, and then a large pool right there. So that's kind of the idea right now. I'm not sure if it'll work out or which way it will work out, but that's what I'm going for, so to speak. All right, so we have almost completed this entire layer. There we go. All right, nicely done. Look at that. We got some lovely progress done up there. So now we're going to go, of course, double layers of glass. And I'm just going to build this out because I think that's just going to be the quickest way to fall off this thing, I guess. And we're just going to, whoops, just build that out. Smash those things. And then, whoops, am I doing this right? Yeah, okay. It just looked a little weird on that angle. I was like, that doesn't look right. Did I just mess that up? And I was worried that I did already, which wouldn't be surprising. I definitely am not the most neat person in terms of building. Oftentimes I'll break something by mistake and not even realize it. So it's a good thing that I at least can actually notice when something doesn't go right. Whoops. There we go. What? Actually, why am I breaking those ones? I don't need to break those because we need the second layer. I guess I shouldn't have been bothering with breaking those, but we are almost done here. It's going to be really interesting to see what the pools look like on the outside of the building, actually, because you're going to be able to see into them a little bit, right? So it's going to be really intriguing to see just what does it look like from the outside. All right, so we've got our one layer, and then we'll have our second layer going up. So that's pretty good there. And let's see. I'm just worried that I'm not going to get the ratios right, so I'm trying to think now. What I'm thinking the most about right now is where would the next floor start? Because I need to not mess that up because I want to keep the same pattern going. There's a reason why I'm bothering with going 2 glass, 2 chiseled quartz, 2 glass, chiseled quartz, and just continuing that, or block of quartz. Whoops. There we are. Back to the white stained glass. And whoops. We are almost done here. Do we have all the glass there? We do. All right. So we can fill this in. Mess that up, I guess. Toom. There we go. Come on. Oh my goodness. I can't believe we're almost done this thing. Uh-oh. I also can't believe it's raining again. Let's go to time set 0. Make sure that it's daytime. And then on top of that, clear weather. Whoa, there's a thunderstorm. What? Or is it weather clear? I know that there's like toggle, downfall, off, or whatever. There's also another command. And I think there's a third command that you can actually use to clear up the rain as well. So it seems like there's quite a few different ways to go about it. Did I really mess this up? Okay, I think it's just this floor, isn't it? I think that that's supposed to be glass, right? Okay, whew. I got worried. I was like, wait a minute, did I just mess this thing up completely? All right, we're good. So, let's see. What I'm going to do first and foremost is dive on down here, grab some ladders, and we're going to extend this further, of course, to the next layers. There we are. Okay, good stuff. So that's going to go all the way up there. All right, so typically speaking, what would happen is... Can I just, like, fall down? There we go. So typically speaking, we would have our one layer here, right? Then you jump up, and you would be up here. Okay, so this would mean that the floor would go right here. So that means that on the next one, this is our ceiling. So that's the ceiling we're working with. And the reason why I said that is because it's important for me to know where the ceiling is, so we kind of know like how much room do we really have to work with. So now we know, and knowing is half the battle, G.I. Joe. But seriously though, let's think what we're gonna do for the water. So I think what I may want to do is use some blue stained glass and then some blue wool, but actually blue wool is gonna not look particularly great because it's wool and it's going to be leaking. And now that I'm thinking about it, we're going to need to build like an actual structure for these things because we don't want things to be leaking through the wool down onto the next floor. Like I can't pour water on top of this. So that means that I think the best way to do this is going to be to have a staircase. Let's see. I think those are going to look nice. So let's see. You walk in. You have one jacuzzi right there. You have one jacuzzi right there. That's supposed to be one more block further away. I think so. There we go. So that will be limited there. And then you'll have a pool that starts... Let's see. I want to make sure that it's all symmetrical and looks right. A pool that starts right there. We'll have like a deep end. And then middle and shallow end. Even though, honestly, it's going to be all the same height. Because there's no way we can fit that in here. Alright, so... Let's see. Hot tubs on the outside typically kind of have like a wooden type finish. So I think that's what we're going to go with as well. So we will try to get something a little bit more wooden-esque. Let's see. Maybe a little bit of spruce wood. I think that could look quite neat. Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty sight. So we'll put that about there. Whoops. There we go. I need to have them all match. All right, so you get up, and then this is where the actual hot tub will be. I'm just trying to think because the problem here is that I'm actually realizing that it would have to be even a layer higher than that. Unless if what we do is we improvise and we break this and then turn it into... that's going to be weird. To have like everybody working out and then above them there's just people swimming. It just would look really weird. All right, so I guess what we're going to need to do is to essentially build this up a bit further. Like so. Right? And then in here, we will put down some blue covers. Okay, so there we go. You walk in, boom. There's your hot tub. All right, so we're going to grab that. And we're going to fill that in properly. And then what I want to find out is when we go down here, does this thing leak? Because that's a pretty important consideration. And it doesn't look like it does. So that's great news. That's something that I don't have to be concerned about. All right, so we have one hot tub right there. Then our next one is going to be over on this side. And I think we're going to actually make it out of a different type of wood. Just so that they have a little bit more distinction to them. In fact... I think I may go with the diamond blocks. I think that would look really cool. The world's most expensive hot tub in the entire world. That's... Oh, I already said that. The world's most expensive hot tub in the entire world. That's kind of redundant, isn't it? Did I end up leaving a block back there? Yeah, I left one block. Okay, I got it. I got one block. All right, so we built that up all the way there. Then this gets built out that way, that way. All right, there we, whoops, go. Then we have our staircase going up, and we need to, of course, fill the bottom in. And the blue stained glass gives it like a nice illusion to make it seem even more blue and full of water than it actually is, which is really nice. And there you go. You walk in here, boom. Sit down and enjoy a nice, cool little dip in the hot tub. You see that? Bam! Look at that. Very nice. All right, now let's get on out. And now we need to work on the pool. So for the pool, since it's a raised pool, we have to have an interesting outer look to it. So I'm trying to think what would look neat. I kind of want to do with the green. I think that would look amazing. The emerald, wouldn't that look cool? Now I want to give it an interesting shape. So maybe something like this, like 4. Then we built this out all the way here. Wait, was it? Whoa! Okay, I'm starting to break stuff. That's not good. Did I leave any edges? Yes, I did. Okay, so I left 1 space. So I think that means it's supposed to be like that. I just think the green design is going to look really, really cool. So here we go. We have that built up. Then, I guess, I mean, ideally, as I said before, ideally it would have shallow end. So you kind of like build it up almost like this on an angle, you know, where you'd go like, okay, look at that. There's a shallow end. It gets a little deeper. Then it gets deeper and then deeper and deeper and deeper. And you kind of like build it in that type of shape. But since we're working with a building and a certain amount of room, we kind of have to improvise and work within the limits that are available to us. So what I may do, I don't know if it'll work out. We'll try it out in just a moment here. Is I may fill in. So just a sec. I just want to finish the outer edge before we carry on. All right. So for example, here's the shallow end, right? So it would have a staircase. And then right away, this is where the pool would start, right? So we will have that starting here. And there's water going, right? Let's see. I'm just trying to think if this could be possible or not. Basically adding an additional staircase to make it deeper and make the water a little bit more apparent. Because right now we have 1 layer of water. So the idea would be to extend. I guess it would be kind of awkward, wouldn't it? If I had like 1 block and then another block here. I don't know. I think that would look kind of weird, wouldn't it? If it was like, whoops, wait. So like that. And then I guess we could push the shape in. That could be kind of interesting, actually. If we pushed the shape inwards like this, right? And kind of like build something like that. Oh, I don't know. That looks really weird. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I think that looks quite strange. Yeah, I think unfortunately we're going to have to stick with the 2 layer. I mean with a single layer, sorry. Fortunately, I just don't see it working out very well. I just think it's going to look awkward. Something's going to have to be sacrificed. And I just feel like the sacrifice in this case is not going to be really worth it. Because, what? Weather clear? There we go. Just because, I guess what we could have done essentially is to maybe push the staircase back, right? Because if we put it, let's say, here, then the next one would be here. And then the next one after that would be right there. Then it kind of works like, actually, maybe that is the solution, is to just push the staircase back 1 bit, right? And then that allows us to build this way up. Yep, that's what we're doing. That is essentially what we are doing. All right, here we go. So let me just put stairs, stairs, stairs. I just didn't want it to be so shallow because I think it's a pool. It's got to be, you got to swim in it. You know, if it's a hot tub or a jacuzzi, which is a brand of hot tubs, I guess, it's okay if it's shallow because it's kind of supposed to be like you're not supposed to swim in it. So it makes sense. But when you got a pool, you got to be able to swim in it. That's what you're going to the pool for. So obviously a pretty important prerequisite for a pool. All right, here we go. We're going to build that one up higher, and there we go. All right, so now we just got to fill this thing in with some water. And I'm just going to kind of go along the ledge and just fill it all in so that it's all equal. And hopefully there is no missing spots and it's all an equal, there we go, body of water. And that's pretty awesome. That's a pretty deep pool. Look at that. You can actually dive down in this thing, which is nice. I like that. That's pretty cool. All right. So one thing I don't particularly care for is actually, just a sec. I just need a block of quartz. I just don't think it looks good when you got the green down here. So we're just going to fill that in. And there we are. So that's pretty awesome. So all we need to do now is probably put a little bit of carpeting down. And I think I'd like to do some maybe light blue carpeting on this one, you know? Since it's kind of watery type area. That's the theme of this entire area. It makes sense to me. All right. We're just going to fill that all in. I kind of think maybe I should have put like a jumping board in so you could like hop on in. That would be kind of cool, to be honest. But I think that's something that we can always add in the future if we see fit, which is really nice. Pretty convenient in that regard. Okay. There we go. Just filling all this in, and I think we're almost done. There we are. All right, I'm really proud of the way that this thing turned out. This is awesome. Look at that. Now the Avengers have got, and the SHIELD agents and any visitors have a pretty awesome pool to visit. Look at that. It looks so cool from the outside as well. All these different colors. I really wanted to go for some color this time. Like, make it really fun and genuinely exciting. So there you go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Blitzvillage. If you did, please don't forget to smack that like button. Share the video with your family and your friends. And of course, stay tuned for plenty more Blitzvillage coming your way. It will be back next Sunday. So of course, don't forget to continue sending in your submissions to potentially be featured on the next episode. Thanks all for watching, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I will indeed see you lovely folks later. Alligators. Bye-bye, everyone.